Hi, Year 11s. I just thought I'd make this little recording of the slideshow for the Extending Ideas section of the project, just so when I'm away you have something to refer back to if you need, and if you need more clarification. So first you have to choose one of your three concepts to extend further. So pick one you like, and then we're going to do at least 2 pages on extending the idea further. It's sort of like development, but a little bit different. So what we're doing is in this extending ideas section is to look for better ways to show your design influences and look for ways to improve your idea. So what does extending ideas mean? So the actual definition of extending is to take further and to use all of your ability. So we're going to be taking your chosen concept further. So you're going to look to your mahinga, kai and architect research for inspiration. And you're going to choose a couple of parts of your building to focus on, for example, the stairs or the windows or the balcony. Then you're going to think about how you can improve them so they work better, look better, and better show your inspiration. So you're going to look at multiple different options for each improvement. So here's some ideas for getting started on things you could look at in your extending ideas pages. Maybe you want to add some seating. Maybe you want to look at how you could improve the stairs. Maybe you want to look at how you can make a path up to it that goes with the design. Maybe you want to look at the shape or the design of windows. Maybe you're going to look at the ramp. Maybe you're going to look at a deck and how that looks. Maybe you're going to look at patterns on the outside or the inside. Or maybe you're going to look at adding a fence to the edge of the lake so that the kids can't fall in when they come and visit. So for your extending ideas pages, you're going to do some sketches, write some words, and add some pictures. So for the doing some sketches part, you might look at how you can create a path to lead to your building. So you're going to do some sketches. You're going to come up with different options about how they would look and work. So you can see this person is looking both at how it works and how it looks. So on the left, you can see they want enough room for two people in wheelchairs, and still space to spare. That's the sort of function aspect. They've also looked at the function on the right-hand side where it says path elevation. So they're looking at, is it going to go up, down, or just straight along the ground? And they're going for straight along the ground. And then they've added a little reason. In the middle, they've looked at how the paths might look. So they've given some options, and they've also shown their influence. They're saying that corner looks like an eel weir. One's straight and one's rounded. So they're looking at some different options. Then there's the write some words bits. So you're going to write some words talking about what you are doing and why you are doing it. So if it's the what you are doing bit, you're sort of saying you're widening the path or improving the shape of the path. And then as you can see on that left-hand side, they've got a lot of explanation, sort of explaining the decisions they're making in relation both to the functionality but also how it looks. Then in the middle, they've used some words to explain their pictures that they've drawn, sort of saying why they've done it. So they've said concrete is best suited, blah, blah, blah. They've said they want to keep the path straight because the terrain's bumpy, and this will maintain wheelchair accessibility. You can also add some pictures. So you can go back to your sort of inspiration research pages and use some pictures again to sort of come up with more ideas. So do you know in the concept, in the whole process, in ideation, we come up with loads of different ideas and we go in lots of different directions. That's divergent thinking, different. And then when we got to concepts, we sort of tried to converge those 3 ideas. We tried to bring all our ideation and research stuff into 3 main ideas. It was convergent thinking. It was coming together. What we're doing now is divergent thinking. We're going in different options again. We're choosing one of our concepts and looking at lots of different options. We're going back out and doing some discovery about how our ideas could look again. So you can add some pictures to sort of better show how your influence is being used in your building and how you're extending that influence further than you already had in the concepts. I hope that made sense. Remember, as you're making these improvements and changes, to think about how it shows your influence, but also about how it works and how it looks. So this person's looked at how they could have barriers around their deck and what they might look like. So they've said they need barriers functionally to prevent injury and falling off the platform and that sort of thing. but they've also thought about the aesthetics. So they've said the whole is like a window, but also makes the landscape that they're looking at look like a painting. But it also is showing Tadao Ando's simplistic style. So they've used lots of good explaining words in there to say what's going on and why they're doing it. What's our favourite explaining word? Because. I'm doing this because. Yeah, here's some examples. So this person's looking at the cantilever support, so the support beneath their deck. And as you can see, they've got two options. They've looked at the harakeke option and the Tadao Ando simple design option. They've talked about why they've got it, so it'll stay level even when the deck is stretching out. They're also talking about the look of the harakeke versus the simplistic style. This person, that's all the path stuff that I had on the other slides. So they've got lots of explanations, sketches, and some pictures to help them explain how they're extending their path idea further. This person is looking at safety barriers, but also the capacity of the design. So they're looking at safety barriers, they've got function, aesthetics, and influence. And then they've talked about which one they've chosen. So when you provide lots of options, when you're saying it could look like this, this, or this, then choose your favourite. See here they've provided lots of options for the path, and then they've selected which one is best. Here's just another option. They've chosen to look at the pattern on the outside of their thing and the shape of their door. They've shown the door inspiration where it's from, they've shown the pattern inspiration where it's from, and they've explained what's going on and why. So they're saying the patterns could tell a story, that sort of thing. They've said the doors represent an eelware door, and the people walking through can be the eels. So there you go, they've explained what they've done and why they've done it. Same here, this person's gone, right, I need some better seating, or I need some seating, full stop. They've shown how it could look. They've provided lots of different options. They've looked at their influences, see, down the bottom, up the top, and they've also then talked about which one they've ended up choosing and why. So they've gone for that curved eel one, So they've done lots of good sort of sketches and research, again, extending their ideas further. So I hope this concept is starting to make sense. This person's looking at expanding ideas or extending ideas about the pattern, and then they've said what they've finally chosen. So you can look at lots of different options for different parts of your chosen concept, and then explain why you're choosing the one you did. So this person said, after thinking about it, I came to the conclusion that Tadao Ando would not do patterns on the walls of his designs, which is why I instead came with the conclusion of changing it from a pattern on the wall to holes in the wall that resemble shapes. This design idea incorporates both Māori influence, the area's nicknamed Seagull's Chatter, and the design influence, images on the right showing Tadao's use of similar hole patterns and lighting. This serves mainly aesthetic purposes with very little function. The only part of the function this pattern has is lighting up the main room, which the huge hole in the ceiling was already doing. So can you see they've done an excellent explanation, and they've shown and said what they've chosen. So that's pretty cool. And they've used a cool diagram here to show how the light would filter through. And I think this is, we've still got two more. Second to last one, so they've looked at extending the idea of a staircase or a wheelchair ramp. They've given different options and they've talked about it, They've given technical details and they've given visual details. So technical and visual details about the possible options and then choosing the best one. And extending ideas again, they're just looking at wheelchair ramp barricades and what's going on there. So I hope this makes sense, is that you're taking one of your favourite concepts and doing sort of at least 2 pages on extending the idea further. You're going to be choosing different bits of your building that are already there or new bits you want to add, and you're going to talk about how it better shows the influence, how it works, how it looks. Hope that makes sense, and I hope this video was useful.